Do you want to teach someone who thinks they're irreplaceable a powerful lesson? Building relationships with certain people can sometimes be exhausting and unbalanced. Especially those who believe they are irreplaceable tend to assume that everyone revolves around them and that everything should be shaped according to their desires. Being in a relationship with such a person can drain your energy over time and make you question your own worth. But how can you change this perception? Showing them your true value and restoring balance in your relationship is much easier than you think. In this guide, you will learn effective ways to teach someone who thinks they're irreplaceable a valuable lesson and discover key strategies to create a healthier dynamic in your relationship. Ready? Let's get started. 1. Take back the concessions you've given. In relationships, we often make compromises without even realizing it. When dealing with someone who sees themselves as irreplaceable, they tend to take your sacrifices for granted, as if they are entitled to them. Over time, this leads to your value being overlooked. However, reclaiming the concessions you have made in the past can help you regain your self-respect while sending a strong message to the other person. Start by asking yourself these questions. Were you constantly changing your plans for them? Did you always put their priorities ahead of your own? Were you the one who was always patient and understanding? If you answered yes to these, it's time to shift the dynamic. Prioritizing yourself will prevent them from taking you for granted. However, don't rush this process. Gradually reducing your sacrifices is the key. Instead of always going to the places they prefer, start choosing places that you enjoy. This will subtly show them that they are not as indispensable as they believe and that you are an independent person. Remember, this is not just about teaching them a lesson. It's about rediscovering yourself and reclaiming your own worth. 2. Set clear boundaries. One of the most crucial aspects of a healthy relationship is having well-defined boundaries. If someone thinks they are irreplaceable, they have likely crossed your boundaries multiple times, assuming it's their right to do so. If you're constantly backing down and adjusting to their needs, you may have lost your sense of self-worth and attraction in their eyes. That's why it's essential to define your limits and firmly stick to them. Ask yourself, do you feel like they are draining your time, emotions, or energy? Are you constantly making sacrifices for their needs? Do they make you wait all the time and expect you to tolerate it? If your answer is yes, then it's time to enforce your boundaries. Make it clear that things will not continue as they have before. If they are always late, stop waiting for them. Stick to your own schedule. If they use disrespectful language toward you, call them out immediately and show that you will not tolerate such behavior. The key to setting boundaries is consistency. If you set a boundary but then keep making exceptions, they will not take you seriously and will continue their old behaviors. People will only respect the limits that you enforce. 3. Show them that you are not dependent on them. Someone who believes they are irreplaceable often assumes that you need them and that your world revolves around them. However, proving your independence is one of the most powerful lessons you can teach them. Independence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. People tend to respect and value those who are content and happy on their own. So how can you do this? Do you structure your daily routine around them? It's time to change that. Do you wait for them to text or call you? Instead, focus on your own life. Pick up new hobbies, expand your social circle, and show them that your happiness is not dependent on them. Stop sharing everything with them like you used to. Make your own decisions and don't seek their approval. If you used to only visit certain places with them, start going alone or with friends. This will trigger their fear of losing you and make them start valuing your presence more. 4. Show them that you are irreplaceable. Someone who thinks they are irreplaceable usually assumes that they can easily find someone else to take your place. But the most powerful lesson you can give them is making them realize that you are one of a kind. People only truly appreciate something when they lose it. To make them understand how special your presence is, start valuing yourself. Invest in personal growth, learn new skills, and enhance the quality of your life. Share moments of joy and success on social media or in your social circle. In other words, live your best life. Once they see that you're thriving and that you're no longer the same person they took for granted, they will start chasing after you. And by then, you will know exactly who the truly irreplaceable one is. 5. Make them realize what they have lost. People who take you for granted assume that you will always be there, no matter what. They see your presence as a given, believing that life will go on as usual, even if they mistreat you. But the truth is, as you grow, evolve, and change, you will rise to a completely different level in their eyes. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Improve your skills, broaden your interests, and surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate your worth. When they see this transformation, they will realize that they have misjudged you all along. Additionally, paying attention to your appearance and making subtle yet noticeable changes to your style can have a significant impact. Taking care of yourself and living life to the fullest will send a powerful message to them and to everyone around you that you are someone of immense value. People often don't realize what they have until it's gone. And when they see that you have become even stronger, happier, and more independent after losing them, it will hit them like never before. 6. Highlight what makes you unique. Maybe it was your energy, intelligence, sense of humor, or the emotional support you provided that made you special. But they were too blind to see it. Now is the time to emphasize those qualities, not for them, but for yourself and the people who truly appreciate you. Expand your social network, surround yourself with those who recognize your value, and let them subtly notice this shift. Seeing you thrive without them will ignite jealousy and regret, because they will realize that the attention they once received from you is now directed elsewhere. 7. Make them understand that they can't replace you. Someone who believes they are irreplaceable often assumes that they can easily find someone else to take your place. However, your experiences, your presence, and the bond you shared are unique, and they will never find another version of you. Instead of directly reminding them of this, simply move forward with your life. Make it clear through your actions that your presence was a privilege, not an obligation. When they reflect on the past, they will realize that what they had with you was something they will never find again. 8. Show them that you know their weaknesses. People who see themselves as irreplaceable often project an image of strength, believing that they can emotionally control you. However, The biggest lesson you can teach them is to expose their vulnerabilities without even saying a word. Everyone has fears and insecurities. Maybe they fear being alone, or perhaps their self-esteem crumbles when they don't receive enough validation. The moment they see that you understand their weaknesses, they will realize that they never truly had control over you. Final thought: they will only realize your true value when they lose you. Teaching someone who thinks they're irreplaceable a lesson takes courage and strategy. But once you show them your true worth, they will regret every moment they took you for granted. And by then, you won't need their validation anymore, because you will have already discovered your own true power. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to share it. Remember, the strongest person is always the one who knows their worth.